of light in Lisbon. The commentary comes from Tony Gubber.
Only a win guarantees qualification, and on the night when Paul McGrath becomes the Republic's most capped international, Jack Charlton has surprisingly gambled on two players from Liverpool reserves. In the hour of need, 20-year-old Mark Kennedy, with only one previous appearance, is elevated from the under-21s to provide width and crosses from the left. Jason McAteer to do the same from the right. And with two strikers in Quinn and Aldridge, it's an uncharacteristically bold team selection, forced in part by the injury to captain Andy Townsend and the absence of Roy Keane and John Sheridan. Well, Portugal are considered one of the best teams in Europe. Their average age is just 25, and most of them have been together since they were 17 and have won 2 World Youth Cups together. Number 10, Rui Costa, and number 6, Paulo Sousa, who both play in Italy, will provide Portugal with their play from midfield, while number 9, Domingos, has a deadly eye for goal. And the ball long forward, intended for Niall Quinn, and that will certainly be a characteristic of Ireland's play tonight. Good ball in the middle! Well, it would have been the dream start with the front two combining like that. Niall Quinn found himself such a lot of space down that right side. McGrath pumps it. He's a strong defender in the air, but he looks good too when he comes forward. It's a Fio. Irwin sticks with him. Trying to make himself room for a cross, and he's looked as though he'd succeeded at one point. Secretario. Here's Fio. They've got Domingos in the middle. Here's Oceano. Well, the pitch is very wet. The ball's Domingos. 2 to get the better of. Still has it. Looks for a corner, which the referee agrees. As we move into the last few seconds of this first half, Domingos just letting it run. In comes the corner. Couto was in there. This is going to drop to Oceano. Oh, the lucky Staunton completed it after, I think it was Quinn's touch, spun towards the penalty spot with flanks. And he's got McGrath out of the middle. Rui Costa gets it back again. And Bab's clearance, but there's nobody to get it to as the whistle goes to end the first half. Goalless. Just trying to nick it over the top. Bab read it, but it'll be another corner, will it? No, just this side of the post. Secretario goes for a long-range shot, and he had to watch it in the air. Well, it's really the first thing that has tested Alan Kelly. It was a long-range shot by the fullback Secretario, but on a night like this, with a very slippy ball, you've got to watch it all the way, and it would have did. Santos wide. Fio. That was a tackle by Quinn from the back, and if this is a yellow card, and it is, that will mean that Niall Quinn would not be able to play for the Republic in a playoff game if that's the way it turns out to be. It's his second yellow card of the campaign. Although seen in slow motion, he did appear to make contact with the ball before the player. Well, that's 2 cautions for Quinn. He's not available for a playoff in December. And there are 1 or 2 others in the Republic side have got to be careful as well. Paul McGrath's one of them. Shot from long range! Again, Kelly had to touch it over. Paulino Santos, the left back. And that was aimed for the top corner, and he was on its way in. He beats it out. And suddenly, Alan Kelly is the busiest man on the field. Remember, the key to what happens in this group is now going to be that match in Belfast. That's a good ball. Pinto. Oh, it's a great chip. Oh, it's in! Rui Costa. For once, Alan Kelly couldn't touch it over. He'd done it twice previously. But with 15 minutes gone in the second half, Portugal get the goal that in all truth they've threatened since half-time. And how well it was placed. Maybe for once Alan Kelly was just half a yard off his line, because when he saw that in the air, he couldn't quite get back to get the fingertips to it and touch it over. Just that inch of a gap which Portugal have exploited, and they lead by 1-0. Portugal looking for their second, it's in off the defender, and Portugal celebrate their second goal by Helder. But how was he allowed to win the ball in the air as cleanly as that? For once, the Republic's defence didn't deal with the ball, and the header had beaten Kelly and in off the shins of the defender, which was Dennis Irwin. And Kelly's lost it. Oh, saved on the line, and Kelly was rescued by his defender. I think it was Alan Kernahan, denying Portugal their third goal, which Fio must have felt he was certain to score. Kelly had it and lost it in these atrocious conditions, and as the goal yawned, it was Kernahan who got back just to stretch out a boot. He can do. Fio goes around Irwin. That's Bab in front of him. Rui Costa. Now there's room for a cross. Kelly's clearance. Planted back off the post. Well, they're close to three. Paulino Santos trying to steer it just inside the foot of the post. Kelly's half clearance. In fact, Kelly got a touch on it again. Oh, surely now. That's the third. It's 3 to Portugal, and it's the substitute, George Cadet, who's got the third. Again, there was a slightly fortunate rebound off the shins of the defender, and then the shot by Santos fell kindly for the 16. One or two questions about offside. Bab's got his arm up. Well, if they get anything here, the Republic, it will just be a token, really. We're deep in stoppage time. And it looks as though there's just the one more hurdle for the Republic to cross. A playoff in December, which could put them into the European Championship, and they so desperately want to do that. So many of the team who play in the Premier Division and in the Ensley League. That was a half-decent chance, wasn't it? Who can deny John Aldridge if he just gets to his feet a little bit wearily, because he's run around for 90 minutes, has seen very little of the ball, but he's always presented himself as a willing target, and jumping there on tired legs. There's the whistle. Portugal win.